Hello and a very warm welcome to you. First tonight, take a look at this. Out of nowhere, the ground just disappearing in a field near Amersham in Buckinghamshire. A large sinkhole has emerged above a tunnel being built for the high-speed rail line HS2. Some local residents are concerned and campaigners say it's time to stop the digging. The company behind the multi-billion-pound project says it's investigating, but there's no risk to public health. Well, our reporter Guy Lynn is there for us now. Over to you, Guy.
Good evening, Riz. Well, this sinkhole is just behind me, behind this black barrier. This black barrier has been put up due to concerns about public safety. This is as far as I can go, but I'm just hoping with the help of my amazing cameraman, Dave Perella, that we'll be able to give you a bit of a sneak look at the sinkhole. As hopefully you can see, it's pretty big. It's 6 meters wide, 5 meters deep, and there is huge concern tonight that it's appeared above tunnels for the HS2 rail link.
Out of nowhere, the ground collapsed, scarring the Buckinghamshire countryside. Just one problem: it happened above where tunnels for the new high-speed HS2 rail link were being dug and worked on.
The tunnelling for the HS2 is literally underneath our drive and the house.
Just meters under Sinala's house. First, it was sleepless nights from the tunnelling. Now, it's anxiety about what's next.
When they were tunnelling through, it was very loud. We had a couple of sleepless nights. And now it's worrying after the sinkhole.
So what is your concern then with, I guess the sinkhole's probably about, I don't know, 150 metres away from where we are at the moment?
150, yes. Maybe the house collapsing, because there's a tunnel going underneath, there's a sinkhole appearing on the field. Who's to say there's another thing that cannot happen here?
The HS2 rail project has cost tens of billions of public money to improve transport links between the north and London, including a 10-mile tunnel under the Chilterns. The sinkhole, marked by the red circle, appeared above it in a field near Amersham. But it's not the first problem. In March, tunnelling seemed to cause a mysterious brown foam to spew out of the ground underneath a rugby club in Ruislip. But campaigners who've been against HS2 right from the start say the Amersham sinkhole is the most worrying development so far.
There's concerns about the people working below in the tunnelling machine, that happening. Our concerns about livestock on this field. This is a grazed field. If a sudden collapse happened, animals could be impacted by it. And you're not a million miles away from a public footpath here. It could be somebody walking their dog.
The local council also told us they were seeking fresh assurances tonight that the tunnelling wouldn't impact a nearby lake.
Well, what we've seen in the last 24 hours is quite a substantial land collapse. It's about 20 feet across, 17 foot deep. Now, if that had happened, for example, under the lake, we could potentially have seen a really catastrophic situation where that lake had drained down into the tunnels. So we want to avoid that. We want to make sure they've got the right plans in place, the right monitoring, and the right mitigation should anything go wrong.
It's a catalogue of problems for the company behind HS2, investigating tonight why a hole whose depth and scale can really only be sensed when you see someone standing next to it, as in this picture, seemed to appear out of nowhere, causing worry for local residents and fresh calls from campaigners for the tunnelling to stop.
Well, the campaigners may not like it, but there's no indication tonight that tunnelling on this huge multi-billion-pound project is going to stop. But I do have a statement in from HS2 Limited. They told us that investigations are ongoing. They believe that this was linked to pre-existing ground conditions above the tunnels. They say that the site has been sealed off, and they're also talking to the landowner about repairing the ground. They've repeated tonight that there is no risk to the public. Well, that's the statement from HS2. I've been here all day, and people have been coming here to look at what's been taking place. Repeatedly, they've been saying to me that they are really worried about this. It's been referred to me as a very shocking image, they feel, which is linked potentially into HS2.
OK, Guy, thanks for bringing us the latest. Guy Lynn there in Buckinghamshire.